great, the best. Something you ain't gonna never hear from nobody else.
Conscious thoughts for woke minds. We are your hosts, Kay.
And now,
Let's get to it.
let's get it.
So, guys, I know y'all heard about these California fires. You wanna hear that? Well, we're gonna talk about a conspiracy here. Called the DEW. Okay. These are directed energy weapons used by our own government. Okay. Now, it was reported and recorded that during the fires, there was some laser shooting out the sky before it happened, okay? That's normally what happens during DEW.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The fact that they're saying these fires just started out of the blue, but then weeks later they're saying that they saw a homeless man with a flamethrower attached to his back, lighting the trees on fire. Where does a homeless man get 67, 57, even a $2,700 flamethrower from?
Gotta wonder.
You gotta wonder.
Now, there's a lot of people in California that also came out and said that they do feel like the government started those fires. You know what I'm saying? And then, isn't it crazy that, okay, the maps, the aftermath, it looked just like the Maui fires.
Exactly like the Maui fires. Now, if I'm now, listen, don't take my words for sure, but just know, like, everything is conspiracy. Everything has a meaning and an ending behind it, and it's not for you to know about. It's for you to experience, be a victim of, and then when America or the government comes to your aid, oh my God, America's so great, government's so great. Listen here, if you don't believe that the government has some kind of intentions for you when you go get sick, them doctors get paid. They don't get paid to turn around and make you healthy. No. What do? They bill you for the stuff they do to you, and then they bill you for the medication that you gotta go get. And unless your insurance don't cover it.
Hey, listen. Emergency visits. An emergency visit, $1,000 plus.
1,000. And I contest to that.
It's terrible. Now, we're gonna go to something else. Do you believe, put this in the comments, yes or no, do you believe that sundown cities still exist?
What did you just say?
Sundown cities.
Sundown cities?
Yeah.
Man, listen. Me and my peoples, we heard of these sundown cities, but we didn't believe it, okay? But all the people that's going missing nowadays, have to believe it. You have to. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of people inside different cities that don't like other race. But with all this stuff going on, you better stay protected. You hear me? Protected at all times. I'm talking about straight. Letting them off. We ain't playing. I'm telling you. It's crazy out here. Okay?
And in case you don't know what a sundown city is, it's a city where they practice racial segregation against non-white people. And they're everywhere. You know? I mean, I have this conversation with a lot of people on TikTok, a lot of white people, that is. And I love white people on top of that. But let me tell you something. White people are not believers that racism exists, let alone a sundown city. Well, there's a lot of cities in America that still practice sundown city time.
Yes, it is.
And they're killing anybody that's not white. Okay? They're not taking you hostage, they're just gonna kill you. Okay? There was a lot of truckers over the summertime that was in random places that practiced these things and went missing. Okay?
For instance, semi drivers, UPS workers, FedEx workers. Let's not forget the ones that turn around and just work for the government and they got to do census checks. Those people of different color inside of a sundown city, you are not safe.
You stand no chance.
There was a man at my job that told us that he put in those people of non-color saw his skin and told all of his workers, hey, let's get this man's truck out of here. It's almost 8 o'clock. Told that black man to go and do not come back here. Do not stop for nobody until you reach your destination, because they will kill you. We're only telling you this because we're the civilized ones. Okay? And that man quit that job. He quit. Never saw him again.
And it's crazy because, once again, you have people that be like, oh, this doesn't exist, racism doesn't exist, sundown cities don't exist, but they do. And you wouldn't know unless you're a non-white person. You're a person of color, okay? Because guess what? White people would never have to endure the shit because it just doesn't align with what you know what I'm saying? With what a sundown city is.
Now, for the ones that don't believe, the ones that say, oh, you guys are only talking about the sundown cities and white people, what about the black people in their neighborhoods? Okay, let me answer that for you. We live inside of an area in Cleveland where there is white people that live inside black neighborhoods and never get bothered. To this day, where we live at right now, there's white people, Indian people, Haitian people. I saw a guy walk through here with a dot on his forehead. He's Hindu. You know what I said to that man? Namaste. Straight like that. That man didn't get bothered. Other races don't get bothered in black neighborhoods. But black people, other races, get bothered in white neighborhoods. For instance, you move to a white neighborhood, you have a HOA. You know what the HOA is? A motherfucking Karen that can tell you, don't play your music too loud, you have too much company, and you need to park in your driveway on the sidewalk. With that being said, let you turn around and you tell her or him, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. You know who they have behind them? Police. Police. You know what that means? You lose. You lose it all. Quickly. Especially as a person of color. You lose it quickly.
And not to cut you off, hold on. Now me, you know what, let me backtrack. When I was in 12th grade, okay, we moved from Cleveland to Parma Heights, which is predominantly white people, okay? And I was surprised because here it is, you got these rich white kids who don't want for shit, who don't need for shit, and they in this motherfucker acting like they in the ghetto somewhere. I'm looking around like, well, what the fuck? Am I back in Cleveland or am I in another city? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say that because you run across a lot of rich white people or kids or adults too, and they want to be black so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll go in the hood just to make a problem, just to say that they had some type of problem that black people have. And, you know, I used to ask them, like, why do y'all try to act black so much? You know what the answer was? Because we want to be black.
What?
Yep. So, all the suburban kids, not all of them, but most of most of the suburban kids around poverty areas want to be in those poverty areas. So while you have, poverty and people trying to get out of poverty, you have the white motherfuckers and the rich motherfucking white people who want to be in poverty. Makes no sense.
They want to live it. They want to breathe it. But they can't handle the experience of it.
Not at all.
They want to live that good time life. But at the end of the day, you never live the struggle. Now, let's jump to another topic on hand. With that being said, what we got up next?
Well, speaking of racism, you remember Robert Brooks? We're going to take a second. Robert Brooks, he was an inmate at Marcy Correctional Facility in New York. And he went viral, his video went viral back in December, the last week of December. There were about 7 or 8 correctional officers beating this man while he's handcuffed in the bed. And he looks like he's at the nurse's station in the correctional facility. So on top of him already dealing with whatever he was dealing with that sent him to the nurse's station, we have body cam footage from 7 to 8 cops that is beating this man until he's unconscious and ends up passing away. Now, while this isn't their first murder, this one has raised more concern because, yes, he's a black man that got his life taken away by 7 to 8 white officers, which now raises a red flag for racism on top of excessive force on top of police brutality. And not even police, we're going to say correctional officers' brutality. Now, what do you have to say?
I saw that video. And I can really tell you I am very hurt. I feel disrespected. I feel like at any moment anybody's life that's color to them can be taken quickly. That man had a foot put on his neck while he was laying backwards inside of on a table.
Not the foot on the neck. They put the foot in his stomach.
Yes.
While the other officers were choking.
Foot in the stomach. But this is what kills it. There were 7 to 8 officers. Everybody had their body cam on, besides one cop. And guess the color of that cop? Woo! Black. I said black. Damn it, I said black. They wanted him to turn his back so he couldn't show what was happening. He stood there with his body cam on purpose, act like he cut it off and turned back around. Mm-hmm. You can go find this footage online. Online. Go find it. Go find it. Tell me what you think of it. Put in the comments.
Yeah, because I'm not going to cap. That video was hard to watch. And, I just have no words because it's like this man was handcuffed, number one. Then they already beat him to a pulp, number 2. Then they yoked this man out of the bed and choked him up. And then, not only that, now that I'm sitting here replaying this back in my head, the cops that had him choked up were telling the cop that was recording to turn his head, which he did. He turned his whole body outside and started talking to the nurses. So while they were in there doing whatever they were doing to that man, that camera was turned. Okay. Now, fast forward to now, I'm not sure if they've been charged yet, but they have been suspended and on paid leave or unpaid leave. It doesn't fucking matter because that's all they ever do is put them on unpaid or paid leave. It's like, no, we need more than that. Because like I said, there was a man before this that was actually mentally ill, mentally disabled, I'm gonna say. And they killed that man. And he was either Puerto Rican or Mexican, one of those descents. But he was only 19 years old and they took that man's life in that same facility, these same correctional officers. It's sick. It's sick. Government corruption is very much a thing. And, yeah. It's nasty work.
Very nasty word. Very. Okay, so I want a lot of people to think about this. We have Martin Luther King Day coming up Monday, and that is January 20th.
Black power.
Black power. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we also have a orange-haired fat leprechaun that decides that he wants to bring his thing to the party on Martin Luther King's Day. Yeah, some of that. Listen, when I heard this news, I can personally tell you I was hurt. I was hurt. You gonna bring your stank? Let me stop. You're gonna bring yourself on Martin Luther King's Day to think that you're as great as him? You're a nobody. But let me not bash our great president.
Our great Putin.
Our great president. Shit. Listen. Things will get crazy. Things are still getting crazy. Things are getting crazy now.
Very.
Besides the fires in California, the tsunamis down in Florida,
The ISIS attacks.
Man, what? The ground breaking over there in California. Half of their land is broken. Then they have fires. Then everybody starts seeing blue beams.
And still seeing them.
Still seeing blue beams. Have anybody noticed all the aliens? Well, all the stars, or the super bright stars.
Or as the government say, the drones. The drones, the mothership drone.
These drones.
Oh, wait. Yes. Hold on, real quick. Speaking of the drones, during the California fires, I had posted this on my TikTok and my Facebook. There's a video, and it's a news coverage, and it's clear as day. I mean, no, I'm not going to say it's clear as day because it is kind of, but there's something in the sky flying around, and of course they're going to say, oh no, it was a helicopter. So a helicopter was flying through the fires, huh? Not putting shit out, just flying. Okay, I don't believe that. And then, not to mention, the people in California also said that they were doing something. They were spraying something over there in Area 51, right before these fires started. And then all of a sudden,
awesome!
And then all of a sudden, these fires started.
Let me tell you something. The government can't fool me. They can't fool the people that's like me. They can't fool the people that's like us. The ones that's woke. The ones that can see
Through the bullshit.
deeply through the bullshit. I've been seeing through the bullshit so much, I popped a blood vessel. I popped a blood vessel. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? This is real, man. This is real. When I tell y'all 2025 is going to be the year of so much bullshit, so much propaganda, so much
Exposure.
exposure. The list, the pedophiles. Please, don't get me started on them pedophiles. Woo! Did y'all see the list that what's the one actor name, man? Mel Gibson? Yes, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson just came out with a list of people that he said was on the island with him.
Mm.
On the island. On the island. Shots been fired, you hear me? The man ain't playing.
And you know what's crazy? Epstein dead and they still coming out with new shit. Now that should tell people something. You know, and that goes back again to California. Because they said Hollywood was set on fire or whatever. Well, I'll tell you one thing. That fire wasn't set for no reason. And there's a reason to come after why it was happened. I mean, why it had happened. And, you know, they had those trafficking bunkers and underground tunnels that they used. And while California is known for everything because they're so rich, you would have to think that they have them in California too. Okay? They call them DOMs. Okay? But yeah. There's a lot going on and ain't shit being talked about. And the UFOs being covered as drones. Please. I ain't going.
These people will tell you guys anything. And it's up to you. It's up to you. Go do your own research. Go do your own stuff. Bring knowledge to you. And don't let the news try to give you knowledge.
And the government.
And the government, yes.
In other words, do your own research. Don't just sit around and listen to the government and what they tell you. Because always remember, they're going to tell you what they want you to hear, not what they want you to actually know. Or you know what? They're going to tell you what they want you to know and not what you should know.
Right.
That's better. Because at the end of the day, the government doesn't cover half the shit that's really going on.
Definitely don't. If anything, they just want to feed you. They feed you. Like they feed you all this stupid ass fast food. They feed you all the poison that they want to feed you. So when you turn around and you need them, guess what? They got a fat bill waiting for you right afterwards.
Yep.
Just like the bill you paid for. Just like the bills you pay every single day. The bills you pay for your food. The bills you pay for your hospital stays. The bills you pay for your money. That all goes back to them.
Uncle Sam, you
Huh?
should know.
Huh? It's all cheers. It's all gonna be cheers for them. For them. Happy days. Party Central. So, listen. Like always, we care about y'all. We love y'all. Want y'all to stay focused, stay conscious, stay woke.
Stay sane. Never dangerous.
Always. You hear me? And with another one, we out. Love y'all. Be cool. Be safe.
It's a wrap.